Did you know that Padre Pio, one of the most revered spiritual figures of the 20th century, had profound thoughts about animals, especially cats? What he said isn't just a reflection of his love for God's creation, but a reminder of the spiritual wisdom hidden in the smallest details of our world. In this video, I'll uncover Padre Pio's thoughts on cats and what they can teach us about intuition, spirituality, and divine presence in our daily lives. Have you ever noticed how cats seem to sense things before we do? How they always know when we're sad, anxious, or even in danger? Padre Pio believed there's a deep spiritual connection between humans and animals, and understanding it might just change the way you see the world around you. Stay with me until the end of this video, and you'll discover the spiritual message hidden in these remarkable creatures and how it relates to your own spiritual journey today. Padre Pio, born Francesco Forgione in 1887, is one of the most beloved and mysterious figures in Catholic history. Known for his deep devotion to God, he spent his life as a Capuchin friar, dedicating himself to prayer, healing, and guiding others on their spiritual paths. But what truly set Padre Pio apart were the extraordinary phenomena surrounding him: stigmata, miraculous healings, and even bilocation. These events drew people from around the world, searching for answers, healing, and faith. He wasn't just a man of miracles. Padre Pio was deeply connected to the natural and spiritual world. He often spoke of seeing God's presence not just in humans, but in all of creation. To him, animals were not mere creatures. They were part of God's divine plan, reflecting his wisdom, beauty, and love. This perspective made him unique, even among saints, as he believed every being had a purpose within the grand design of life. Padre Pio had a profound respect for animals. He saw them as companions in our earthly journey, often noting how their behavior could reflect spiritual truths. Whether it was their loyalty, intuition, or calm presence, animals, in his eyes, carried a silent wisdom that humans could learn from if we paid attention. One particular story stands out about Padre Pio's connection to animals. It is said that animals in his presence behaved unusually calmly, as though sensing the divine peace he carried. Even wild animals seemed to approach him without fear, as if recognizing a higher energy emanating from him. For Padre Pio, this wasn't surprising. He believed animals had a sensitivity to spiritual energies far beyond what humans could perceive. Understanding Padre Pio's deep spirituality helps us appreciate why his thoughts on animals, and cats in particular, carry such weight. He saw them as living reflections of God's love and care for all creation, reminding us of our responsibility to respect and nurture the world around us. Padre Pio often spoke about animals with a sense of reverence and wonder, especially cats, which he believed carried a mysterious and spiritual quality. While he did not write extensively on the subject, his conversations and actions hinted at a deep understanding of their connection to the divine. Cats, in particular, intrigued him because of their unique ability to sense energies and their calm, almost meditative presence. He once mentioned that animals, including cats, are often more attuned to the spiritual world than humans. Padre Pio believed that animals had an innate ability to detect things beyond our physical senses, whether it be danger, emotional distress, or even spiritual presences. For him, cats embodied this sensitivity in a unique way. They seemed to live in a state of constant awareness, always watching, always present, which he believed was a lesson for us to observe and reflect on. There's a well-known account of Padre Pio mentioning how cats often sought out people who needed emotional or spiritual comfort. He considered this behavior more than instinctual. He believed it was part of God's design, using animals as vessels to bring peace and healing to those who were suffering. He saw their quiet presence as a gift, helping people in ways that words could not. In one conversation, Padre Pio reportedly noted that cats, with their ability to sit quietly and observe, remind us of the importance of stillness. In their calm demeanor, they reflect a sense of trust in the divine plan, a reminder for humans to surrender their anxieties and find peace in the present moment. Their graceful movements and unwavering focus were, to him, symbolic of living in alignment with the spiritual flow of life. Though he spoke of many animals, cats stood out for their enigmatic nature. Padre Pio often emphasized that all creatures were part of God's creation, but cats, with their quiet mystery, seem to have a special role. They teach us to listen, to trust our intuition, and to connect with the world in a more mindful way. For Padre Pio, their presence was not random. It was a spiritual message, a reflection of the harmony that exists in the divine order. Padre Pio's reflections on animals, particularly cats, carry a profound spiritual message that remains relevant today. In a world where we are constantly distracted by noise, technology, and chaos, cats remind us of the power of stillness and observation. Their calm and composed nature teaches us to pause, reflect, and reconnect with the present moment, a lesson that Padre Pio believed was essential for spiritual growth. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to ignore the subtle energies that surround us. Padre Pio's understanding of cats as sensitive and intuitive beings serves as a call to action, to pay closer attention to the unseen, to trust our instincts, and to recognize that there is a spiritual layer to every experience. He believed that by observing animals, we could learn to tune into these energies and align ourselves more closely with the divine. Padre Pio's insights also remind us of the importance of respecting all living beings. He often spoke of how animals reflect God's love and care for his creation. Cats, with their unique personalities and quiet companionship, can inspire us to nurture a deeper connection not only with nature, but also with those around us. Their presence encourages us to show kindness, patience, and empathy, qualities that are often overlooked in our busy lives. For Padre Pio, the relationship between humans and animals was not just practical, but deeply spiritual. Cats, in particular, demonstrate the value of trusting one's intuition. How often do we second-guess ourselves or ignore the quiet voice within? By observing how cats instinctively trust their senses and surroundings, Padre Pio believed we could learn to trust our own inner guidance, a gift that comes from our connection to God. Ultimately, Padre Pio's words about cats are a reminder that spirituality isn't confined to rituals or church walls. It's present in every interaction, every moment, and every being around us. Cats, with their quiet mystery and calm presence, are living symbols of God's grace. By embracing this perspective, we can find deeper meaning in the simplest aspects of life and draw closer to the divine plan that Padre Pio so deeply trusted. Throughout history, animals have been linked to moments of spiritual significance, and in the life of Padre Pio, there are countless stories that highlight his connection to all of God's creation. One account speaks of a stray cat that lingered near his monastery. The friars noticed how calm the cat was in Padre Pio's presence, as though it instinctively recognized his spiritual energy. It would sit quietly by him during prayer, almost as if joining in. Another story comes from a visitor to the monastery who brought a small kitten, seeking Padre Pio's blessing. The friar reportedly smiled and remarked, "Even the smallest of God's creatures seeks his love." His gentle acknowledgement of the kitten reflected his belief that animals, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, are part of the divine order and worthy of care and respect. There are also testimonies from those who felt comforted by the presence of animals during difficult times. One woman shared how her cat stayed by her side during a period of intense grief, providing a sense of peace she couldn't explain. When she later learned about Padre Pio's views on animals, she saw it as a sign that the cat was acting as a vessel for God's comfort, a thought that deepened her faith and connection to spirituality. In other stories, cats have been seen as protectors in spiritual contexts. Some believe that cats could sense negative energies or even spiritual dangers. While there's no direct record of Padre Pio saying this, his belief in the heightened sensitivity of animals supports the idea that they play a protective and guiding role in our lives. This perspective has inspired many to see their pets not just as companions, but as spiritual allies. These stories, whether rooted in history or personal experience, all carry a common thread. Animals, particularly cats, have a unique ability to bring us closer to God's love and protection. Padre Pio's life and words remind us that these connections are not random but intentional, placed in our lives to guide us, comfort us, and teach us profound lessons about faith, trust, and divine presence. Padre Pio's reflections on cats and animals remind us that spirituality isn't just found in grand gestures or lofty sermons. It's in the quiet, everyday interactions we often overlook. Whether it's the comforting presence of a cat during tough times or the way animals seem to intuitively understand our emotions, these moments are glimpses of the divine at work in our lives. By paying attention, we can unlock deeper levels of faith and understanding. Think about the role animals play in your life. Have they brought you peace when you needed it most? Have they shown loyalty, love, or even a sense of knowing that words can't describe? These experiences are not accidents. They're reminders of God's care for all creation. Padre Pio's message is clear. Animals, especially cats, are here not just to coexist with us, but to teach us and guide us closer to Him. I encourage you to take a moment today to reflect on the animals in your life. What lessons have they taught you about patience, love, or intuition? Maybe it's time to see their presence as more than companionship, but as a spiritual gift. By embracing this perspective, we honor both the creatures themselves and the Creator who placed them in our lives. As we close this video, I want to hear your stories. Have you ever had a moment when an animal, perhaps a cat, brought you comfort, clarity, or even a sense of spiritual connection? Share your experience in the comments below. Your story could inspire someone else to see the divine presence in their own lives. Finally, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to explore more spiritual topics like this one. By sharing this video, you're not just helping the channel grow, you're spreading Padre Pio's timeless wisdom to others who need it. Let's keep learning, reflecting, and growing together. Thank you for watching, and may God's blessings and the quiet presence of His creatures always surround you.